Hey guys, we're live from day 2 at Winter NAMM 2017 in Anaheim, California. Premier Guitar Editors, talking about our picks of the day.
Yes.
Perry and I were, well, I guess we should do introductions in case we have a fresh crowd from yesterday's inaugural episode. Perry Bean, you guys know him from Rig Rundowns. He shoots pretty much all of them. He shoots, he scores. He shoots also with a camera
mostly
he hosts
I
a bunch of them.
And shoot, yeah.
And the next cover.
Thank you, I appreciate
you
that.
shot the next cover.
We got me, Sean Hammond. We got Chris Keys, also shoots a lot of the Rig Rundowns, and he's our web guru. Jason Shadrick, he's associate editor and does tons of shit for us.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good to back, yeah. That's a good thing. Good thing.
He heads up our lessons, and we all wear so many hats. But let's get to the point at hand. We're here to talk about our editor's picks of the day from day 2 at NAMM. We got 100. We got followers on there. So
Someone's watching.
Someone's telling us it's not working, but hopefully it's working. We got a res ring on our camera here. So Perry and I shot together again today, doing demo videos at lots of different booths. And man, pretty much all day it was really cool stuff. I think
Some really cool stuff today. Yeah.
one of the coolest things we have even though we have a lot of similar interests in terms of music, but you also have a lot of things that are very different from each other. But like both days so far, I think we're both like picking the same things as our favorites.
Yeah.
We what?
You guys' hair.
But I didn't blow dry mine today.
Oh well.
He does blow dry his hair.
Blow dry
You
this.
guys' hair?
Anyway,
Blow dry
Is that how
it.
you do it?
Yeah, you gotta blow dry a little hairspray. You're good to go.
Alright.
do you ever touch it up in the restrooms with like those Dyson things?
Oh yeah, the hand dryer.
The flow.
Well, they're so hard to get your head in now. Because they're like the weird ones that you put your hands in. You know.
Doesn't Bully use a Flowbee?
Oh, he's got to. Yeah, I know. Actually, Bollinger cuts his own hair.
I've seen somebody cut his hair with orange-handled scissors.
We've tried to get him not to.
Yeah, we try to get him not to do that, but
Anyway,
yeah.
Callings
Wow.
has a 360. I don't remember the exact model name, but it's from the
360
360 series. It's a baritone.
Be still my art.
It looks amazing. Let me grab the picture.
Beautiful baritone. It had all mastery hardware. Just so gorgeous.
Who played it?
What's the 360 shape? Is that like your single
Mark
cut or the double
Gutierrez,
cut?
Oh, yeah, Mark
from
Gutierrez from
Puppy.
Snarky
My badge
Puppy.
keeps falling off. Yeah, it has custom designed Lawler P90s, which I guess
Voiced for this particular baritone.
Yeah, they wanted to, you know, when you extend the scale to 27 inches like they did on this baritone, and you know you're tuning it down to B usually. They were worried that it could get really flabby sounding and like not articulate enough, so they had Jason Lawler's team custom do the Alnico magnets, and it was really articulate but still beefy, and yeah, it was just beautiful.
I love that they actually revoiced the P90s because you would imagine that on a baritone they would flub a little bit, you know what I mean? So that's cool. And it didn't sound at all flubby, it was beautiful. The demo will be online really, really quickly. I've already got it edited and it's uploading now, so if you do care to check out that Collings baritone, it's pretty sick.
Can everyone hear the marching band going by outside?
I think it's a world percussion festival.
That's what NAMM's like all
Go
day.
take care of it.
Yeah.
That's
Go
NAMM
kick
in
some
a
ass.
nutshell.
We got some other coworkers over here giving us shit. We're trying to get them to go take care of the marching band.
Oh, we gotta talk louder, I bet.
Talk louder?
totally.
It's
Okay.
because of the goddamn marching
Yeah.
band. Okay, so the Collings 360 baritone was awesome. We both loved it.
Love it. I think it was gorgeous. What do you guys got today?
You go first.
We did some rogue stuff where we didn't have appointments and we went downstairs. If anyone's familiar with NAMM, Hall E is like Misfit Island. But really it's where people kind of get their foot in the door because booths cost money. And so we went to Pedalland.
Yes.
We did some stuff with Red Panda, Fuzz Rocious, and that's where I'll stop and tell you. As a guy that loves fuzz pedals, Fuzz Rocious. Was it
I'm having deja vu from yesterday.
was it like the the blast furnace?
Blast furnace, yeah.
Man, so it's one side is a fuzz and the other side's a delay with a hold function.
And it was a collaboration.
Oh,
Oh, no, not a whole momentary switch.
That's right.
So the fuzz circuit's kind of like on off like normal, but But then the delay, like you hold it down and it just gets wacky and weird and gnarly, then you lift your foot off.
And does it
And it
gradually?
ramps off. Yeah, it ramps.
Oh, it ramps down. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And
Yeah.
then
Is it like a feedback?
It could be. It was they played bass on it.
yeah.
It was,
So the demo video is strictly, we did that and the backstabber, which is another like overdrive preamp pedal, which is derived from the feed me pedal, which has like what 20,000 combinations with
Yeah.
knobs.
he was talking. He's like, we wanted to make this, a little simpler, so we only put 144 combinations, possible combinations. I was like, really?
Wow.
And we reviewed that.
The feed me Joe
What, we
Boyer.
reviewed me a couple months, and I think I wanted more.
Pedal issue.
Yeah,
They
pedal
have.
issue. And but yeah, both those pedals.
Where they play through bass and they sound mean as hell.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that pedal is that you can do the fuzz side alone, you can do the play side alone, and of course you can do them together. So it's cool that you can run them both separately.
I think I might.
Did they mention what that's gonna map out or?
You hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Cool.
I want to say, and of course the artwork is cool as hell
For you
because
guys who aren't like working in the music industry, map is just like street price.
Yeah.
So
Street
there's
price.
I think
a
that's
street price on that.
he might have said in the video, I forget, but there at the booth it was kind of TV.
I want to say like $2 and change.
yeah.
Not $2.
I think the
200
conga
bucks.
line is moving away from this guy.
Thank
Oh,
God.
damn.
But here's let's see.
for-
That's the backstabber.
And that's like the less complicated feed me pedal,
Yes.
preamp pedal, and then the.
And then blast furnace. That's a wicked.
And the thing that's awesome about their artwork, show them there, is that it's all hand painted by
His wife,
either
right?
his wife or his kids or whoever. You can like order their pedal and you can decide like I want your guys' kids to do the pedal.
Can you choose which kid?
No, I mean the maybe.
I mean,
That is customization.
Yeah.
A whole new
are
level.
they paying the kids for race?
I hope so. I think they have nets underneath their house so the kids can't jump. But
And
that was
it's
a
a
cool
gated.
pedal.
It's a gated fuzz.
Go and pay my pedal, but you're not getting dinner till you pay that.
I love, and I don't see this very often. Maybe you guys do, but when like a lot of these booths will have like little demo stations where you put headphones on. But then what they'll do is they'll give you like some suggested settings, so you know, like especially with
great
some
idea.
of these, like if there's 144 combinations, you know,
Anxiety.
yeah, it's like, well,
totally.
where do I even start? I
Help.
mean,
Yeah.
All right, cool. Perry, what do you got?
Man, I like to tinker around with circuit boards from time to time, although I'm really not good at it.
What have you made? Strobe light?
No, mostly just to like repair pedals and stuff like that. And I've done a couple of the DIY pedal kits. But today I got to the opportunity to see probably the cleanest point-to-point hand-wired amplifier I think I've ever seen. This guy is meticulous. Like I hope, yeah. Thank
I
God.
used that exact word in the Facebook post.
Oh wow. Great minds think
Who is
alike. But he uses like
is
I think it was called BC Audio was
Oh,
the name of
BC
it.
Audio.
Yeah.
Bruce
Clements.
yep.
Very cool
San
guy.
Francisco, right?
Awesome on camera. His amps scream. And man, he had one of them open so you could actually see how he wires it.
Yeah, I just showed him.
Yeah,
Was
and
it like a
it's,
so
flexi
here's
style
the-
thing?
Here's the.
this is his
front
first
of the head.
2-channel amp.
You just got trash for your beer.
Oh wow.
Because it's not
Because it's cheap beer. Hey, these guys brought the beer. Blame
Yeah,
them.
I-
They
I
saved
will-
the
I
good
cannot,
stuff for their hotel room.
I feel like I'm in high school.
hey, beer's beer.
Yeah, it's wet.
But yeah, so the amp is the Grand Prix 100.
100, yeah.
And what's unique about it is, besides the incredible hand wiring, I don't think I've ever seen any amp that was. It's not on a turret board. It's point to point everything. I don't know if you
And
can tell.
he
on
used
the photo,
this
but
real malleable wire that literally allowed him to like make 90-degree angles
Solid
in it.
core wiring.
The solid core wiring.
Wow.
So like some of the like it is so well thought out.
Let me see that. Can I see the picture of the inside?
yeah, and another cool thing is
Sounds
that
like Bruce needs to get a hobby.
I think
I think he has.
Bruce has a
that's a
hobby.
good hobby. For
This
him.
is his first NAMM
Bruce
show,
probably
but
doesn't have a wife with a hobby like that. I'm sure she's like.
Oh, look at that.
Another cool thing about the circuit was
Can't say he's not organized.
it's 2 channels. They share a 3-band EQ. The clean channel has a clean crunch toggle. The dirty channel has like vintage modern toggle. But what's really interesting that I've never heard of before is there's a foot switchable boost that takes it from 50 watts
200
to
watts.
2 EL34s to all 4 EL34s just for a boost of 3 dB. I've never heard of
Yeah.
NAMM doing that.
He said he did some sort of research and apparently 3 decibels is the exact amount of
I think
noise.
he was being a little facetious and joking about it, but like to him, Like that's the perfect amount of boost.
Like he just seems like he researched it like way more than.
I'm telling you, he needs a hobby.
Yeah, man, this guy. But anyway, beautiful.
Besides
amp.
making killer amps,
And it sounded
amp.
really,
It sounded
really good.
awesome.
It sounded really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna choose that one too. But
He's a Bay Area guy, right?
Yeah, I think he's San Francisco. Yeah.
We
So I think
have
Joe
one
Morris
of his
worked-
amps coming in for review
review.
soon. Yeah.
Did you pick something yet?
No. Oh. I'm going to pick our last video of the day, which was last video of the day. We headed over to TV Jones, and they had this kind of long story about this inventor named Ray Butts, who had invented this kind of full fidelity filtertron.
He's a dude that created the filter.
Yeah, and they had
Just some guy.
and they had
Mr. Filter
and like
Tom.
his daughter had come across like documents and diagrams and notebooks and stuff, and her and Tom Jones got in touch, and they were talking about it, and she ended up giving him a lot of the stuff to do it. And so he ended up with this pickup because they only made it for only like a little over maybe a year in the late 50s. You know, the Gretsch company only used this pickup. It was right before the PAF had applied for Filtertrons came in, and we had
I mean,
Chris.
yeah, like Gibson humbuckers is what you mean?
No, like in Gretsch they had PAF Filtertrons, right?
PF typically means the humbuckers that Gibson used in their
Because
earliest-
these humbuckers say PAF on them.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
that really just means patent
applied
applied
for.
for, but
Okay.
most people use it to refer to the earliest Gibson humbuckers.
Well, didn't you get the
But-
idea that it was PAF Filtertrons he was talking about? That was
I think you just meant the actual shift in the pickup diagram, like, you know what I mean, like those
Yeah.
those came into and people went that direction versus.
so this is like
actual-
1958, 59 is when.
So it's a totally different approach to a pickup, basically. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
They have like, do they have partial blade on them or something, or is that okay?
I mean,
They look like
they look
Filtertrons.
like Filtertrons. I mean,
Nice.
you know.
How do they sound? Let's talk about that.
Oh, buddy. Well, Chris Canella was playing,
Well,
and he's
there
a
you go.
ripping guitar
Chris
player.
Casella.
Chris Casella. I'm sorry.
Chris Canella.
Chris
Criminal
Canella
just
used to be
plays
at
for-
Jackson. He's a metal
That's
dude.
right.
He's at
I was
ESP.
like,
That's
man,
right.
he's
Oh.
had a big turnaround.
Man,
in
those guys
style.
should start a band together. I'm telling you. Chris
Casella.
and Chris. Chris Casella.
Canella has no hair. Casella has a pomp.
That's
Like
right.
you two.
That's right. And
Anyways, he shreds
He's just and he
in the
sounded
most rockabilly way possible.
in the
Speak-
most he was great.
Speaking of shredding, I just got to gush a second on. I never thought I would really find myself saying this, but the new Line 6 guitar, the Variax Signature, is like kind of next level, man. I think it's
Is it called
Stealing my-
Shrunken?
called the Shuriken.
Shuriken. Oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Shuruba.
The guitarist of a band called 12 Foot Ninja from Australia.
Huh?
Yeah,
10-foot.
12 Foot Ninja.
12
Well,
foot.
because
Oh,
like
12.
15 foot's too much.
I don't want to cheat.
Yeah,
Peanut
that's too much,
gallery.
yeah.
Sorry.
But anyway, this guitar, not only does it have an actual pickup, so if you needed to play it through, a standard amp, you can, but it's the newest offering in their Variac line, and it's kind of been redesigned from the older ones, specifically at this dude's request, and he did some really amazing changes, man. Like, he handpicked, instead of, on the old Variac, it would be like banjo, mandolin, or whatever like that. He just changed it, and basically, you pick the type of music, like world music,
Here's the headset.
whatever it happens to be, and then you just turn the knob to find all these different tones. But it also has the ability to turn off certain strings for like really interesting tunings. You're gonna have to watch the video because it's the guy is using it in a way that probably nobody else
It's true. We were both.
would do it. We were both
Again,
like,
we were both
"What?"
unanimous on that, and we need to be fair to both. Like Line 6, the company, the technology is new and everything, but this guy, he's one of the smartest guitarists we've interviewed at NAMM.
I love
just
Line
in
6
terms of how he
stuff,
approaches
I mean,
music. Like, yeah, these custom tunings with the guitar. The latency on it was like basically not there, and he was doing really cool music with.
Also,
it.
like, it's tuned standard, so you have the exact same string tension no matter what, and
It's
then boom, there's a knob where you can just like literally go through different tunings, custom tunings. I mean, there's like what do you say, like four
I don't
different
know.
banks
It
per.
really does do a lot of the same stuff that the old Variaxes do, but he's using it in a very unique way for his music. Like he programs it to do sounds like I forget the name of the Indian instrument.
Oh, there was like
that
a
he mentioned, but-
strange native Indian instrument that
Yeah,
he
that
that
he-
he had dialed up in there.
So they'll do like really cool down-tuned metal stuff and mix in these world music things. And it doesn't sound cheesy like that description sounds, but so it can do like tellies and 12 strings and all that. But what he was showing us was more for his thing. So we were like blown away by the new technology, and this guy's playing. I mean, and for the first time, to be honest, just from my viewpoint, like Variax, ever since it came out, the first guitars in like 2004, 2005 or something, they were always way ahead of their time and really cool. But this is, to me, the first one where, as far as like they've tried to do like metal versions before, and they've been nice, but this one seems really like just really up to date and like the coolest one I've seen.
It gents, no doubt about it. I mean, this thing is beautiful. I'd play it. I think it's so cool. Matte black, just nothing fancy. I think it's real cool. And honestly, it's more about the way it's more about the way the guy's
Because
playing.
Perry gave it his approval. Well, fuck.
I'm telling you, it's cool.
We both loved it.
Yeah.
What's the price on it?
It was reasonable. I think they said $1,300, $1,399, somewhere in there. Yep.
And he was using it with the Helix, so I mean, it can do a lot of stuff on its own, but you can also like do amazing things with it.
And he had the most pragmatic approach to guitar playing I've ever witnessed. Like he basically was like, well, especially with metal, and he plays in a metal band, sometimes he'll play really low stuff complemented with really high stuff, like dun dun,
Yeah.
And so he literally changed what notes go where on the fingerboard to make it easier for him to like play.
Wow.
It was mind blowing. I'm telling you, it's not like a guitar.
It really was that the technology is amazing, but that guy is very
And
smart. He's a
I'm
genius.
So
What's the name of the band again? So we can check it
12-foot
out.
ninja.
So it sounds like it was a good pairing of a guitarist who could think outside the box to apply the technology. Because sometimes you go to those things where the technology's there, and you get the guys like, "See, it's an open E, man," and it's like you're not overwhelmed, or you're thinking about other things that are in your mind that are. It sounds like you guys were blown away in the sense that you kind of didn't have any walls or preconceived things to hold you back based on what he was playing and creating.
It was also interesting to see that he was using Helix, which me personally as a player, I am more of the straightforward guy with single channel amp. Don't use a lot of apps or whatever, but I appreciate them. But he was kind of the same way, even though he was using Helix, which is very deep software. He actually said before we started, they had it going through the laptop up there. He's like, turn that off. I get overwhelmed by all that stuff. So he's diving in to get what he wants, but not being just like swimming around and not making music with it.
I thought it was a really beautiful marriage of technology and passion. This guy just found a way around it, and it's cool.
So you're gonna edit that video tonight?
That's gonna be a long one because we actually tried to get really in depth with him because it was very interesting.
We had to tell him we couldn't talk about a couple other products.
Yeah, they had some other new stuff that I'd like to go back if I have a chance to play around with. I doubt it, however. That's definitely worth checking out. I'm sure you'll see it all over the internet before too long. And
I might have passed on that if I didn't hear your review of the video.
It's one of those where we have respect for the company, but when we got there, it was like, wow, it really
I mean, I guess
surprised us in ways we hadn't expected.
So it's not just a new shape of a Variax guitar.
No, I think it's I would because he did change the knobs and
27-inch
stuff.
scale, which is unusual.
Different, I mean, it's definitely, I would say, geared towards metal players.
And it was made for this guy. He's from Australia. He had a luthier there come up with his body shape and all of the guitar elements, and then they gave it to Line 6, which is owned by Yamaha now, and they built it in Japan and put the Variax technology in it. So anyway, we've gushed about that for long enough.
I was like, I'm getting bored. 12-foot ninja.
12-foot ninja.
Yeah. All right. What else you got? What'd you see today?
Go back to his point, the TV Jones thing.
Yeah, let me finish the TV Jones thing before I was interrupted.
Because it was the one thing. It burns, and it's probably going to get put into the Malcolm Gretsch.
Malcolm Young Gretsch.
Yeah. Because it can definitely, at the end of the video, he kicks
You
it
feel like it's hot
overdrive.
enough for something like that?
Oh, he played in the
He goes to
video.
the highway to hell.
He was playing through. He was playing
nails it.
through Third Power Citizen Game.
Oh
And
boy. What a beautiful piece of machinery that is.
Sounded great.
You guys got any other? You wanna mention?
Your turn.
I'm going to step on toes. Car Mercury 5 or
Yep.
V, whatever
We'll see.
Steve
I think
wants to say.
I think we'll call it V. I think he said V.
It's not fair when Steve always gets burner players. Another guy I've never met. walked up. I think his name was Eric Mills.
Yeah, from New York.
Yeah,
Younger
dude,
guy.
just killed it.
Played with just a thumb pick and like his fingers.
I don't think he hit a string he didn't mean to, and a note he didn't want
It
to.
was-
It was just
it
like
was-
boom.
Yeah, he
Boy,
was.
so
And then
jealous of those
Steve's,
guys.
yeah, and Steve's amps sound great as they are. You know, there's not much going on under the hood, under except for clean circuitry. There's like what 4
He
or 5
does.
knobs.
Well, the thing he did on this amp that I like was like, because sometimes you'll see, like I've seen this on like Dr. Z amps where there'll be like maybe two channels that are kind of always on, and you kind of blend them in. You know what I mean? This he had like a high and a low, and you can kind of
or
blend
more of
them.
a bass and a treble.
Yeah, but then
you
you
have to
could the
switch which
switch
one
that could
hits.
put them in series or having the high feed the low
Yeah.
or however.
It's almost like a different input on like, you know, a plexus. or something
Kinda,
like that.
yeah, but it wasn't like there was like one like master volume kind of thing, and it could go down to 0 watts.
And had a recording out.
It had a line out.
0 watts,
Yeah.
which
That's-
sounds like
It's doing
this.
too much jamming with 0 watts, huh?
It was
Maybe point like 0.5?
maybe 0.05.
I mean,
My amp goes to 0 watts.
yeah, when I switch it off, right?
but this one goes to
And-
0.
When you unplug it.
But had a nice reverb on it. I mean, it was.
Yeah, that
it
was a good
sounded.
one. That was one of those ones where it's like, man, it's not fair because the amp sounds good and the player's
Yeah,
killing it.
it was. That one was a really good one. Hopefully, you can get that one up soon because that was. I was not familiar with that.
And
That
Steve's
player.
flat tops on point.
Oh, always.
Straight.
What's up with you and hair today, man?
Because I don't have any!
I got a.
Oh.
We saw another really cool amp by Milkman Sound, which is also in San Francisco.
Spiky.
And we should review
We
the
were
Pine-
really-
And to be honest,
Yeah.
the guy that makes the amps himself is a hell of a player, man. He was a really, really great demo player.
So he plugs into this thing called the half and half, and he starts playing.
It's a cool name.
Yeah.
It's got, you know, what obviously looks like a vintage Fender. It's got, you know, volume, treble, bass, reverb, and tremolo controls, and it sounds like an awesome old Fender. And then we find out that although the preamp and everything and the tremolo and the reverb are tube driven, what?
I mean,
He
refill.
just needs a refill.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's
Terry?
So although it's tube driven in the preamp and all that, it's actually a Class D digital 300 watt power amp, and it weighs like 10 pounds, and it sounds amazing. It doesn't.
I
sound
would
like a
have
digital
never
amp.
guessed that there was anything solid state about that amp. I mean, it
Yeah.
was
a
honestly one of
digital power amp.
Class
Is that
D
what you-
300
Class D
watt
300 watt.
And what
Actually,
kind
he
of-
with
did,
an XLR output and 4 and 8 ohm.
and he
speaker
took
outs.
that exact same amp and put a digital 700 watt transformer in it or
Took
whatever
off
it
a few
is,
knobs and it's a bass.
and now it's a bass head, and it's. I mean, they're both awesome.
What
sounding.
preamp to use? 12x7?
Two 12AX7s
Yeah.
and 12AT7.
Yeah.
We also had a really cool 50 watt amp. I forget the name.
I can't
of
remember the
It's
name
like
of it,
a-
but it sounded great as
It's like
well.
an homage to a vibra
Was
verb.
it like
Sounded
a
awesome.
dairy thing, probably, too?
What's that?
Was it dairy
He
related
made us
product?
drink a lot of milk.
Well, no, but like that one's named after half and half, and they had the pint. We just
Actually,
removed the
I
pint.
may
The pint. Well, it's called the half and half because the preamp section is tube and the power amp.
Please hold
I think it's
50
'cause it's
Sideman.
related.
There's
No, that's why
there's no
it's
dairy
called that.
tie-in on this one. I don't
Is
know.
he lactose intolerant?
I wonder.
It was a little stinky.
He's not tone intolerant. It's got shreds.
No.
Definitely
That's a
melts.
good one. Another thing I saw that was cool, and again, it goes to speak to like when you have good gear and then you put it through good, even better gear, is the VH4 pedal from Diesel.
Oh boy.
And that was going into a new Big Max amp.
Which, like,
It's like their simplest amp, single channel, like
Oh
this.
wow.
6 knobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't see that
Six,
coming.
Speed
7 knobs.
control, yeah. He, like, didn't even know, like, pricing,
Yeah, it was
availability. Like, it was
prototype.
pretty,
They finished it
pretty.
in the hotel last night.
I don't know
What's
if it was
that?
that new, but yeah.
I mean, but it
But
sounded like
so
a
that
diesel.
pedal sounded amazing, but again, it was going through a diesel amp.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that
These
there's
on
something
this didn't cancel out.
No, it was like double diesel.
double diesel.
Oh boy!
I don't know if I can handle
And the
that.
pedal had dual gain controls
I
on
don't know
it.
if James Hetfield and Adam
There
Jones
were,
can do it.
you know what? There were more knobs on the pedal than the amp.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
There
a
were-
2-channel pedal.
There's a 2-channel pedal.
I
I
think it had
bet you
10
there's
knobs.
probably 10 knobs
That's a
on the
first.
pedal.
That's a far cry from the first time I saw a diesel head. I'm sure you guys
I
all
mean,
saw
actually,
the,
you know
the
what?
4-channel one that looks like
Knobs each.
outboard
Yeah,
gear.
VH4.
There's like knobs and stuff all
But
over
the
it.
pedal, I mean, granted, it's still diesel. It's hand,
Nine
Hamburg,
knobs.
Germany.
9
Is,
knobs.
Oh, is that
it was
all?
$349. So like you know,
pedal?
if you want to get to that tone,
If you want that tone, is there a 12AX7 in it or something?
no,
I don't
probably
think so.
could
Because
it's a
it
big
looks
box.
like a big
yeah.
big boy.
But it's
Now, that is a
I mean,
lot
if you're
of,
like hurting for money, but you want to get on that
That diesel
tone,
thing,
that's,
yeah.
that's That's
a good way to do it. Oh,
And then they also
a good start.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before I tell about the most amazing thing we saw today?
Oh wow. I have one more, but I'll go after you.
I think
gonna
besides
do-
my breakfast burrito this morning,
Yeah.
You and burritos.
dude, I run on
Always.
burritos and beer.
You and burritos and beer and hair.
That's what I'm gonna talk about that one.
Oh, Getty Lee.
Go ahead with that
Getty
one.
Lee
Okay.
rules, bro.
So Getty Lee Sans amp, Tech 21 Sans amp,
so
rack mounted affair here.
what is
right?
it? Like a Getty Lee signature?
Yeah.
Sans amp?
Getty Lee signature. It has drive in a deep channel.
Like Jason said at the booth, this is the closest we're ever gonna get to a Rush rig rundown with Getty Lee.
Pretty much. But it has a bunch of stuff like XLR outs, dual rear inputs, burp, mid shift, mid shift blend, bass, treble, level, saturation, and other levels. So it's pretty much. I guess he'd been using a Sans amp for a long time. Contacted him, wanted to make kind of a more rack mount with some extra, features. Because a lot of those guys, when they're doing rack stuff, they don't use the front input very often. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So, and it sounded.
Yeah.
It sounded heavy. So, I mean,
Wrap that up. 'Cause I want to get to the
2112.
kicks.
You got anything
I want to
else?
get to the kicks.
Sound City combo. You guys
That's
should definitely
right.
check
That
out
was
a combo.
yesterday.
We meant
I
to
know,
say
but we
that
forgot to talk about it
yesterday.
yesterday, and it
Both of us
sounds awesome. It really was a
The
beautiful amp.
SC30,
Mhm.
6L6,
6L6s,
driven 30-watt Fane speaker, I believe. Dual, and so it's similar to the 100-watt. I forget the exact name. But we did a video on
Yeah.
it at Summer NAMM. It's a big 100-watt head, which has the 4 inputs where you can jumper them to combine the volumes. Instead of having the 4 inputs, he just has one, and he jumpered them internally. And
And, yeah.
oh my God, it's only 30 watts, but it was like crushing my head.
It was hard to. You
But
know, when
like-
an amp is that loud, you can almost not dial your preamp down low enough for your camera to not explode
yeah.
or whatever. But we got it worked out, and it was
But crushing your head, not like
In a bad way,
distortion, but
yeah.
like a high watt.
yeah, just
Like,
all
just
loud.
Squishing.
Whew. But we
Should I
did,
redo that?
we saw something kind of I've never seen today. Sean's gonna tell you
I
all
wanna
about
get
it.
to
All right.
kicks,
I had
kicks,
no
kicks.
idea. There is a company here with professional drumming shoes.
Shoes for drummers.
I think they take
anyone
their
here
shoes.
know that?
I've heard of that. I mean, this is not a completely foreign concept to me.
I've never
I
heard of
think
it.
they're
But,
very particular about their footwear.
Do even
I really-
but
drummers
I've never
even
heard of a
own
company
shoes?
that actually makes shoes
I
for
think,
drummers.
I think between like barefoot and sock and shoes, I think
It's kind of a blurry shot. There were a bunch of people in the way, and I'd hold it up over their heads, but I did not know. We need to start a guitar shoe company.
Do we have
and
guitar
think-
gloves?
Guitar gloves.
Yeah, like
I know some bass players who wear gloves when they play.
that's dumb.
I wonder if you're allowed to wear these drummer shoes. if
That's
you
like
play guitar.
quarterbacks using gloves.
Steve Morse actually played. He was wearing gloves when we did a rig rundown with him.
That's right.
Because
like
I think
fingerless
carpal
gloves,
tunnel.
right?
Yeah, I think he has
Carpal
carpal
tunnel?
tunnel, which makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. It keeps his hands a little warmer.
Okay, I take it back, Steve Morse. It's cool.
Yeah, Steve's
gonna
cool.
kick
You
your
can't
ass.
you can't pick on that dude. But I wonder
No,
if
it's
he has
awesome.
some guitar shoes. Maybe he needs some. You know,
I think maybe Premier Guitar can expand its market.
premier
Premier shoes.
premier shoes.
I'm
Premier
into
drumming
kicks.
shoes.
Oh.
Oh wait, that's why we take it.
Did you guys have any brushes with famous people today?
Oh my God!
Oh.
Thank you for saying that.
Okay.
Who did you run into?
It wasn't really a brush. I just saw him. It's a funny one. I don't know.
Oh.
Corey Feldman.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Kind of weird. Yeah.
Wow, did you
Yeah,
get a
he-
selfie?
I was talking to my wife on my phone, and he comes walking by with.
Was he wearing
Well, I
sunglasses?
may have
Did he
been
start
one of the
doing the
women
Thriller
in his
dance?
band that wore the wings on the Today Show, but he had long black coat and the Michael Jackson flood pants.
Did you ask
and,
him if he had a license to drive?
a top hat with feathers
no.
and sunglasses, and he was walking fast.
You see a lot of
He
random
looked happy,
people. You
though.
do see a lot of random people right now.
Totally.
I mean,
yeah.
not even musicians and otherwise. I mean,
A lot of people dressed up.
a lot of people
A
dressed
lot
up.
of, a lot of.
Yeah, it's like Halloween.
Year to year, you
Cosplay.
see the same people who aren't
Yeah.
famous. They're just like NAMM.
Fake Bono and
Oh yeah.
This guy with those really high boots that like kind of goth and the really thick soles, and he's got these dreads coming
saw-
down everywhere.
What's with you
like,
and the hair?
Every year.
I saw one guy, I saw one guy that looked just like Rob
Touche.
Zombie. Did you see him today?
Is
Looked,
that
I,
who?
like Rob Zombie. Like he looked just
Oh, yeah, I
like
saw
Rob
that
Zombie.
dude.
Was it like a dressed
It
up
could have
guy?
been. It could have been Rob Zombie, but I don't think so.
No, it wasn't.
That's a great
So-
level of anonymity. Like, you know, like, is that me or a guy dressed up like me? And you don't really know. I think that's cool. You're famous, you know.
Well,
John
guys,
Mayer was around today. I didn't see him.
Wow.
Yeah,
I saw
we
him, okay.
Facebooked a picture of him demoing his amps.
Oh yeah.
We so all the stuff we did talk about, there's videos. At least we filmed, so hopefully you can rest assured that we'll get those up online sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep tuning in, and we'll.
I know we already got like quite a few up already, so
Yeah.
check that out, YouTube.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Check back tomorrow about the same time, 6 o'clock Pacific, to check our
Bring your beers.
Day
Bring
3.
your beers.
Yeah, have one
Day
with
3
us.
editors picks.
Pick whatever beer you want.
We won't have this.
Bring
Can we
good
get
ones next
good
time.
ones, some decent ones tomorrow?
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.